What it do, everybody? So, I just wanted to get your opinion on this new Facebook facial recognition thing. I was sitting there scrolling through, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that saw this notification where it was asking you if you wanted to change the settings. So, I was looking at more detail on it, and basically, what it's saying is that if you give them permission, then Facebook will basically use your profile picture and all the pictures you've uploaded and will search for your image throughout Facebook. And they're using the whole context that, okay, if you let us do this and someone uses your picture as their profile picture, we'll let you know. And it's supposed to be a whole identity theft thing. And it's also supposed to tell you that if someone post a picture where you're in the background, you'll get notified. And I think at a glance, like we all like the idea of knowing if we're in a picture on someone else's Facebook, but it's kind of scary if you think about it. Like I know I use the facial recognition software a lot to sort pictures. And I was in Nepal in a small village, and I kept looking through my images, and I noticed that one kid's face, he had his own album. So once I looked at his album, I had like 100 pictures of this child. To this day, I still have no idea who this child was, but I spent like months in this village, and every time this kid was like in the background, every time I took a picture of a group of kids, like every time any kids were around me, he was always there. And it was kind of scary. It was almost like some Children of the Corn stuff, because this kid was like never smiling, but he was like, every time I took a selfie, like he was way in the background, just glaring at me. And so it was crazy because it made me realize, and that's just one phone in one village. But you know, Facebook is probably the biggest data miner on the entire planet. It is, obviously. And it's pretty crazy to me how, you know, if you think about every time you're in someone else's picture and they post that picture, Facebook is going to see you in the background. And so they already use your location tags. They already use all this information to know pretty much where you are at all times. But it's pretty crazy to actually have photographic evidence. Every time someone takes a selfie, if you're in the background, boom, like Facebook's going to know, oh, there he was. Oh, even if your phone's not on. So, I mean, people already say like, oh, the NSA tracks us and the governments track us. And it makes me wonder what Facebook is going to do with all this newfound information, because they got to turn it over to somebody. I mean, they don't do anything that's not for profit. So I'm not trying to be like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I'm just really curious to know what they're going to do with this information. We already know they go through all your pictures, they go through all your text messages, and it's really funny because, we've all had that feeling where you take a picture and then Facebook asks you if you want to post that on Facebook, and they're like, so Becky, do you want this picture on your Facebook? Do you want us to show your mom what you're up to? We see you, Becky. We know what you're doing. So we've all had that moment where you're just like, why would I want that picture on there? But that's just Facebook's way. I feel like that's their way of reminding you, yeah, we see it all. We know you're there. We know everything you're doing. So I don't know. Like, I left the settings on. And the default setting is on. So if you're not aware of this and you don't want Facebook looking at every one of your, like, every time you're anywhere in the world and someone takes a picture, you might want to go turn that setting off if you haven't already. But I left it on. I think it'll be interesting to see if I pop up in anyone else's pictures that I'm not even aware of. So I just want to know your opinion. Do you think that they are like all in our business? Do you think they're going to sell this information? Do you think Facebook is working for the feds now? Like, what do you think? Tell me in the comments.